Thanks for the introduction. And just very quickly, small correction, it is the ATO mine. So yes, Ali Haji, an advisor to Steppe Gold. And thank you for being here, and thanks for the warm hospitality the kingdom has offered us. Steppe Gold is Mongolia's precious metals company, premier precious metals company. It is one of the few gold producers in country. It's a company that I advise since around 2016. I've since sort of stepped away from my responsibilities at Steppe, and unfortunately the executive vice president couldn't be here to present to you, so I had to fill his shoes. That's our typical disclaimer that you would have to present as a publicly traded company. A bit about the company. As I said, it is the premier precious metals producer in Mongolia. We produced about 50,000 ounces of gold last year at cash cost about $850 US. Our cap table, if you look on the right-hand side there, quite a tight cap table, only about 68.9 million shares outstanding. Along with the rest of the Canadian companies that we've heard from here today, some of the individuals that hold a significant chunk of the company are Mr. Eric Sprott. He holds about 11% of the company. Family offices in Europe and the US, about 13% of the company. Insiders and management, 15% of the company. I think that's important to note because you do need to put your skin in the game. It shows that you're aligned with your shareholders and you're looking to exit and succeed with them as well. Mongolian nationals own about 16% of the company. That's important once again so that local benefactors are able to profit alongside the foreign investors as you start to grow into a flourishing, profiting organization. Fidelity in Hong Kong owns about 6%. Elliott Management, which is led by Paul Singer in New York, alongside Triple Flag, which is led by Sean Uzmar, the ex-CFO of Barrick Gold, own about 4% as well. In terms of coverage, we have coverage from Hanneman Partners at about $3.50 a share. Stifel GMP puts us at about $3.20 as well. We're currently trading at about $1.18, so there's a significant upside there with respect to where we could be trading to fill the market gap that exists today. As far as the company is concerned, there is a proven in-country team. We've operated in Mongolia since 2009. We have a track record of ensuring that Mongolians succeed alongside us. We produced our first gold pour in March of 2020 when the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic. In June of 2020, we declared commercial production. The resource expansion as a result of us having acquired the mine started at about 1.2 million ounces when we acquired it from Centerra. We've now expanded that through our own exploration program, and we now hold around 2.5 million ounces of gold. Mongolia, a country that people very often do not know well, it is a relatively new jurisdiction, 3.5 million people, 1.5 million square kilometers, sandwiched between China and Russia. It is, as far as mining is concerned, a world-class jurisdiction, we believe. We have support from different levels of government, and we've found that it is a fantastic place to do business in the mining space. Beyond that, there is enough skilled labor in country because mining drives a big portion of their GDP, so you do not need to bring in expensive expats to operate your businesses. And last but not least, given its proximity geographically to China, you can imagine that China is its largest trading partner. Russia is as well, but the government of Mongolia has now instituted what is a third neighbor policy. So they are looking to develop relationships with those outside of those two countries. A bit about the team. My chairman, Matthew Wood, he is a Rio Tinto gold scholar, having done work just around the world, including Australia, Armenia, and a number of other countries. His first foray into Mongolia was in 2009 when he set up a company by the name of Hunu Coal. Through exploration, he was able to exit to Banpu of Thailand in 18 months for Aussie $500 million in cash. That helped build a foundation in country with respect to support from locals, as well as essentially allowing him to operate since 2009. Bata Tumarochir is our chief executive and also a director. He was a special advisor to the Ministry of Mines. He continues to be, irrespective of the change in government. He's had a significant amount of experience in country and abroad. Aneel Waraich, the gentleman that was supposed to be presenting today, has a background in investment banking, Dundee, Goodman, etc., over $1 billion raised. You'll notice half our board is Mongolian. We think that's extremely important, irrespective of jurisdiction as well, to align yourselves with your local jurisdiction. Patrick Michaels, Jeremy South, some of our other directors. The other two of note would be Dr. Zamba Batjargal. He worked with the United Nations Climate Change Panel. He was also the Minister of the Environment, so we are checking those boxes as well. Sarneen Jargalan is a University of Science and Technology exploration professor as well. So I'll try and be quick because I know that time is sort of ticking here. The company was founded in 2016 in Mongolia. In 2017, we established it in Canada. We acquired a project in Bayan Hongor province by the name of Udamhundi, using a joint venture with the government there. We gave them a 20% equity stake. We then acquired ATO from Centera Gold. ATO is in Dornod province, the easternmost province in Mongolia. We IPO'd in May of 2018. It was the only gold mining IPO on the main board of the TSX in a very difficult resource market. We commenced development in 2018. We crushed and stacked in 2019. Come July of 2020, we declared commercial production. And just as a bit of a note here, the number of companies that actually go into production worldwide, as far as gold is concerned, is about 3%. So that in itself is a feat. And that was done with 100% Mongolian staff. So no expats were involved in that. And it tells you that there is enough skilled labor in country for you to achieve what you need to do. In February 2021, we announced a resource update, almost doubling our resource portfolio from 1.2 to 2.5 million ounces, and that was done using exploration of our own team, not the data that was given to us by Centera. In October of 2021, we issued our feasibility study done by DRA. DRA is a global mining engineering firm. And 2 weeks later, we announced a funding packet from the government of Mongolia, giving us $65 million US to help build our second phase in operations. Most companies will go from feasibility to funding in about 2 years. Steppe was able to do it in a matter of weeks as a result of our relationships with government in country. So a bit about the resource expansion, and I won't spend too much time here again. This is sort of the data that was provided to us by Centera Gold. The additional drilling, including Mungu, was our own interpretation after having drilled our own exploration program. We then expanded our deposit, as we've said, to almost double. We also believe that this is a 20-kilometer long strike, so we will continue to explore that and hopefully increase our resource as well. That is our operation in country that's currently putting out about 50,000 ounces per annum. As I mentioned, we have a modular crushing unit. That's the ROM pad up there that you see. The leach pad in the back is about 15 football fields large. That yellow building there is probably the size of the Ritz Hotel. So just to give you some scale as to how big things are. The storm pond in the back, and that's slated to grow. We've now started to build on a second heap leach pad on the right, which will obviously be decommissioned when we move to phase 2, which is CIL and flotation. Some of the key financial metrics there, the NPV of 232 million, EBITDA of 584 million, all-in sustaining of 853 an ounce, and total gross revenue about $1.72 billion. Yet our market cap is sub 100 million US today. Last but not least, what you can expect from us as a company, we're going to bring production back online in March of this year. We've started to construct our boiler house that will allow us to operate throughout the winter, so we won't have to pause leaching operations when it does get cold, and it does get cold, down to about minus 30 in the winter. The DFS will be completed as well, and the headline numbers were provided. As mentioned, we received funding from the Mongolian government in a debt package, and I think that speaks to sort of the relationship that we have in country with the government. But importantly, what the government's trying to do to ensure that mining is successful in country. We're working on a further tranche of debt to help fund that phase 2 operation. And last but not least, we have approval for MSE for a cross-listing in country, which will allow Mongolian nationals to profit alongside with us. And that's slated to raise about $1.75 million to help fund the expansion project as well. And we would look at potentially listing on a major stock exchange in the future in Asia as well. So that's our story in a nutshell. Oh, sorry, let's not forget the ESG mandate. I have about a minute left here. We have 176 employees that we've employed from our local jurisdiction. We've trained 36 of them. We've provided 1,000 scholarships for university students in and around Mongolia. And we buy all our dairy and meat products from the local farmers. So the ESG mandate has been checked off there alongside our brand new sort of mandate to protect an endangered species of marmot that lives in the region as well. That's our story. Please get in touch. We'll be in the mining hub for the next few hours, and alternatively, you can contact us via email as well. So thank you very much, and thanks for your time.